Hey everybody, it is moving day for my Kuhli Loaches. They've been in my quarantine tank here for several weeks now, and it's time for them to go into their permanent home. I've already got them out of the tank, but I did want to have a little bit of a look at the tank. A while ago when I first put them in here, this tank was covered with snails, and I wanted to see if the Kuhli Loaches would actually devour the snails or not. I know other types of loaches will, but I've heard mixed things about the Kuhli Loaches, so it was going to be an experiment. And I would say they eat snails. They're definitely not as voracious as my others, like the clown loaches or the angelicus or even the skunk loaches. Any of the sort of botia style, or botia, however you pronounce that. They tend to be more voracious when it comes to eating snails, but these have definitely significantly reduced the snail population in this tank. And I did also continue to feed the tank, so it wasn't as though I was starving the Kuhli Loaches. They were getting fish food every day, and yet the snail population in this tank has dramatically reduced. So I was only able to find 3 of the 4 Kuhli Loaches. I don't know if the 4th one is still in there or it died or whatever, but now that we've got 3 of them out of there, if we see any Kuhli Loaches, we'll know that we do still have 4 of them. So one of the interesting things about what we've gotten out of here is one of the Kuhli Loaches turned a very pale color after it was in the tank. And over the last several days, I've noticed that that loach started to get like a mottled dark splotches all over it. It was really strange looking. In fact, one of the Kuhli Loaches that's in here has that same sort of brown splotchy appearance. It was really strange looking. So that one developed this sort of splotchy appearance, and then when I caught it and I put it in this container not 5 minutes ago, it has turned almost completely brown again, except for its head and its tail. So apparently these Kuhli Loaches can change color very quickly. Really surprised by that. I was really concerned by how pale it was in the tank. I was beginning to think maybe I shouldn't take it out of quarantine. It might be sickly or something, but then I decided, the ones that were in my gourami tank, I'm hoping they make an appearance here in a moment, they turned really pale like that. So there you go. But now that I've got it in this container, almost immediately it turned almost fully brown again, except for its head and its tail. Really, really strange looking stuff. So give me half a moment. Let's see if I can do this while we're still recording, because we're going to go ahead and get them released into the tank right now. I've got some fish that need to go into quarantine, and as a result, I need to get these out of the quarantine. I also took the little otocinclus that was in there. I had one remaining otocinclus in the quarantine tank, and I put that up in my wife's tank. So I'm just going to pour these in unceremoniously and hope they stay down in the corner. See, now look how pale those have gotten already. Boom, just like that, their color shifts and they turn pale. That is really fascinating. I had no idea they could change color that quickly. So there was already 2 of them in here, and the 2 that were in here were smaller than the 3 I just added. So I've now got 5, assuming these all survive. And it'll be interesting to see how quickly they all find each other and group together. You can see that one in the back there is sort of trying to hide under some plants. But I don't think it'll take too long for them all to be hiding in the same spot. And don't forget, underneath this big piece of wood here is also where my red-tail loach, or green loach, whatever you want to call it, lives under there. Not sure where he's going to be able to go there. And sorry about all the glare. I'm just kind of doing this as I'm doing it. I wasn't really preparing to shoot video. I was preparing to move fish. The video came as a afterthought. So there you go. They are out of quarantine. We know that they do eat snails, but not as vigorously as the skunk loaches, making an appearance on cue right there, and other types of loaches that are of similar body shape. They devour the loaches, whereas these Kuhli loaches, they will eat them, but they just don't seem to eat them as vigorously as the other ones. So there you go. They're in their new forever home, and let's see how they do. So make sure you're subscribed. That way you won't miss anything I've got coming up. You won't miss any updates on these or anything else. So don't forget, this one here is my 55-gallon gourami tank. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you real soon.